Hey, welcome back to the 2015 Trophy Awards. In this third part of the series, we're going to take a look back at the hardest platinum trophies from 2015. Now, my research includes data taken from various polls from PlayStationTrophies.org, where trophy hunters around the world have voted on a game's difficulty, and forums from many other sites, as well as your input on my Twitter at PS4_trophies, which, by the way, follow me over at Twitter because I'm going to ask your input on what some of the easiest platinum trophies of the past year were. Now, there are a couple games that had impossible trophies due to a glitch, such as Toy Soldiers War Chest, and those won't be included in this list. Also not included are games that are re-releases of a game released on a PlayStation system prior to 2015, such as Street Fighter 4, Skullgirls Second Encore, which are very difficult platinums in of themselves. So let's kick off things with what is going to be a controversial choice, and that is Bloodborne. Bloodborne, by the numbers, only averages out to about a 7.24 out of 10 difficulty, which would put it well outside the top 10 most difficult platinums as voted on by trophy hunters. But it actually has a higher combined number of individual 9 and 10 votes than any other on this list. Now, we can disagree whether the platinum was difficult or not, but we can all agree that this was a great game and the only one in this list that was a Game of the Year contender. Number 9 is Hand of Fate. This game does something with trophies that I've actually never seen before. They released an update and DLC that added trophies to the base list, which requires you to now have the DLC in order to get the platinum. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean the platinum is difficult. What makes it difficult is the very difficult final match and unlocking of all the equipment and encounter cards. Making a surprise appearance on this list is number 8's Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, there hasn't been a difficult Call of Duty Platinum game since World at War. Now, it's a trophy called Personal Decorator that requires you to earn all the decorations, which is going to be what stops a lot of platinum runs. Some of the more difficult decorations include completing every mission on veteran difficulty without restarting from a checkpoint, which, by the way, is best done in co-op, completing the game on realistic difficulty, and completing all 176 accolades during the campaign, a few of which can be a pain in the ass. Coming in at number 7 is Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood. There are a large number of difficult trophies in this skateboarding game, but none more difficult than completing Rad Mode to earn the Chosen One trophy. Of course, unlocking Rad Mode requires you to beat every challenge for the Certified Professional trophy, which will require a large amount of perseverance on your part in this extremely difficult and frustrating game. In one of the most confusing platinums of 2015, Divinity Original Sins Enhanced Edition comes in at number 6. The game is hard to begin with, but even more difficult when going for the Never Say Die trophy when you have to play the game on its hardest setting, Honor Mode. But what makes getting this platinum even more confusing is the 29 missable trophies, one of which, called Sister of Mercy, requires you to make 11 correct conversational choices throughout the entire game. N++ kicks off the top 5 hardest platinums of 2015. Now, this is a tough game where you're going to die often. In fact, die 5,000 times for just one of its trophies. But the challenge is going to be for beating all of the expert rows for the Ninja Trophy, and that's assuming you can beat the middle and bottom rows where most players are going to find themselves permanently stuck. Now, for those of you who did complete this feat but was stuck on the Glitched Enlightenment Trophy, you'll be happy to know that it was recently patched and now you just have to finish all the solo levels, including intro and legacy levels, and then switch the Enlightenment on from the options menu. Number 4 is NBA 2K16. Now, quick disclaimer, this game is currently impossible to platinum due to a glitch with the How Much You Got trophy. But let's assume that functions as intended. You still can't earn the Fortune Hunter trophy because EA needs to add historic players to get runes. In fact, EA has historically made their trophy list act as a means to force people to participate in microtransactions, so shame on them. Now, let's just forget all that nonsense and talk about the actual real difficult trophy, and that is the Perfection Gold Trophy for winning all 10 games in Greatest of All Time. This is an online mode that can't be boosted. It'll require you to win 8 out of 10 games to move up divisions, and then once you're at the top, you'll need to win all 10 games. A very difficult trophy aimed at the best players. Now, EA, you win the worst trophy list of the year award, and this is not the first time. From the developers that brought us the crazy difficult Platinum Trophy in Surgeon Simulator is the third hardest Platinum of 2015, I Am Bread. Where most games will have a couple really difficult trophies, I Am Bread has mostly impossible trophies throughout. Completing the levels is hard enough, but to get an A++ rating on every single one of them is so difficult that you'll be convinced the game is cheating, especially on the cheese hunt levels. You may very well break 10 controllers in getting this insanely difficult Platinum Trophy. Super Meat Boy comes in at number 2 and was the most popular response I got on my Twitter at PS4_trophies. Super Meat Boy has an even more impossible trophy list than I Am Bread, and the trophy hunter's average trophy completion percentage is a ridiculously low 2%. So for an entire trophy list, top to bottom, this is by far the hardest, probably of all time. Now this Platinum Trophy, in fact all the trophies in this game are so unfair. The lucky few that have accomplished this feat had to beat all of the worlds without dying. All 20 levels in each world in a row without dying. Crazy. Now this, in a game where death occurs so often that it might as well have been listed as a feature on the back of the box. The hardest game to platinum in 2015 is Elder Scrolls Online. It is hard to imagine a game more difficult to platinum than Super Meat Boy, but Elder Scrolls Online manages to accomplish this feat with one absolutely disgusting trophy. Easily the worst idea for a trophy ever. A trophy that I'm going to just say you will never earn. The questionable trophy? Well, it's called Emperor. With every game on this list prior to this one, you could, with many hours of practice and extreme muscle memory, fight and claw your way to the platinum. Elder Scrolls Online requires you to be the #1 ranked PvP player in your alliance. Of course, being the #1 ranked player isn't enough. As the top player in your alliance, and just to reiterate, this is not a feat any of you are going to accomplish, but once you become the top player, your alliance must capture all 6 fortresses, which in of itself is no easy feat. So yeah, this is the hardest game of 2015 to platinum. And that will wrap up this list. Thanks to all of you on Twitter who tossed out your ideas to PS4_trophies, and we will see you next week when we take a look at the top 10 easiest platinum trophies of the past year.